Europe. I mean, just the word brings up these amazing images, right? Ancient history, incredible food, culture everywhere you look. But for so many of us, the biggest thing stopping us isn't money, it's time. So today, we're going to show you exactly how to have an absolutely unforgettable European adventure in just 10 days. We've got 7 completely different trips to prove it. Let's dive in. So let's just get this out of the way. I think the biggest myth about European travel is that you need a month or more to do it right. You see these epic backpacking trips on social media and you think, man, I could never pull that off with my job. But honestly, that's just not true. The magic number, you guys, is 10. 10 days. You can have a truly deep, unforgettable experience. In fact, it's almost better because it forces you to focus on one region, and that focus is exactly what makes the trip so rewarding.
And here is the absolute best part. This is the travel math that changes everything. A 10-day trip, which is 9 nights in Europe, usually only requires taking one single week off from work. Think about it. You leave on a Friday night, land Saturday morning, and fly back the following Sunday. It is so manageable.
Okay, first up, where else could we start? We're heading to a country so incredible, we've got 2 different trips for it. Italy. We're going to look at a classic northern itinerary and then a totally different vibe in the sun-drenched south.
So our first option is that perfect northern Italy loop. It's a total whirlwind of iconic places. And the best part is, they're all connected by these amazing high-speed trains. You fly into the fashion capital, Milan. Then you just glide over to the canals of Venice, soak up all the Renaissance art in Florence, and then hike those breathtaking cliffside towns of the Cinque Terre. It's a classic for a reason. It's just perfect.
And listen, if you're in Florence, this is a non-negotiable tip. You have to eat at Singole Bianco. The food is life-changing. And this little inside scoop about the speakeasy, that's not just a bar. That is the kind of travel story you'll be telling for the rest of your life.
Now, for a totally different Italian experience, we head south. This trip is all about ancient history and those stunning, sunny coastlines. You'll land right in the heart of the Roman Empire, then hop on a short train to Naples for literally the best pizza in the world. From there, you set up a home base in beautiful Sorrento to explore the incredible Amalfi Coast.
I mean, the highlights here are just legendary. You've got the epic history of Rome, the city of Pompeii frozen in time, and Sorrento, where I'm not kidding, they have lemons the size of footballs. Now, a really key tip here, Positano is gorgeous, right? But it can get super crowded and expensive. A lot of times, it's way better to just visit as a day trip from Sorrento.
All right, let's switch gears. From pasta and Prosecco, we're moving on to pretzels and Pilsners. We're heading north to the fairy tale landscapes of Bavaria and the grand imperial cities of Austria. We're talking massive Alps, dreamy castles, and yeah, some of the best beer halls in the world. This Bavarian adventure is a perfect loop that starts and ends in Munich. You'll spend a day exploring those famous beer halls. Then you'll head down to Füssen to see Neuschwanstein, the actual castle that inspired Disney. And to top it all off, you get to breathe in that fresh mountain air in Garmisch-Partenkirchen, this amazing town at the foot of Germany's highest mountain.
And this, right here, is such a great travel reminder. Sometimes the absolute best food you'll find isn't in some fancy restaurant. I'm serious. The little sausage stands on the road up to Neuschwanstein Castle, they are a must-do. You will not be disappointed.
The Austrian trip, on the other hand, is all about elegance and nature. You start in Vienna, the city of music, and you can even just pop over to Bratislava for the day. Then you go to the most picturesque village you've ever seen, Hallstatt, before finishing up in Salzburg, Mozart's hometown. And from there, it's a super easy trip to Munich to fly home.
All right, next up, we are heading to 2 of Central Europe's absolute crown jewels. Prague and Budapest are just a perfect pair. They each have a totally unique vibe, and they both mix this incredible old-world charm with a really cool, modern energy.
Okay, here is a massive pro tip for a trip like this, and it's all about logistics. You want to book what's called an open-jaw flight. That just means you fly into one city, like Prague, and then fly home from the other, like Budapest. This saves you so much time and money because you don't have to waste a day backtracking. Now, when it comes to getting between the 2 cities, you have a really interesting choice. You can take this scenic 6-hour train ride and just watch the countryside roll by. Or you can hop on a super cheap 1-hour flight. It's a classic travel question, right? Do you want to save time or do you want to savor the journey? Prague, it seriously feels like you're walking around in a fairy tale. You've got the enormous Prague Castle just looming over the city, the famous Charles Bridge, which is pure magic at sunrise, and the oldest operating astronomical clock in the world.
Oh, and make sure you wander through the historic Jewish quarter and grab a warm, sugary chimney cake.
Budapest, though, it feels more grand, more sprawling. The Parliament building will just take your breath away. You have to check out the ruin pubs, these super cool bars set up in old abandoned buildings. And a visit to a thermal bath like Széchenyi, it's an absolute must. It's the perfect way to just relax and soak in the local culture.
Okay, for our last couple of trips, we are chasing the sun. We're heading down to the passionate, fiery culture of Spain, and then over to the stunning natural beauty of the Balkans, with even a little dash of spice from Morocco if you're feeling adventurous. This journey through Andalusia and southern Spain is just pure passion. You'll start in the capital, Madrid, before heading south to Granada to see the mind-blowing Alhambra Palace. Then you'll visit the dramatic cliffside town of Ronda before you end up in Sevilla, the absolute heart and soul of flamenco. And hey, if you want a real adventure, Marrakesh is just a short, cheap flight away.
And I really have to stop on this point about flamenco in Sevilla. This is not some tourist show, okay? It is a deep, powerful cultural experience. This quote from a lifelong musician says it all. For him, it was a top 3 musical experience ever. It is that powerful.
And finally, for something a little more off the beaten path, let's talk about inland Croatia and Slovenia. This trip starts in the really cool capital of Zagreb, then takes you to the absolutely magical waterfalls of Plitvice Lakes. From there, you explore the truffle and wine region of Istria, and then you cross the border into Slovenia to see the iconic Lake Bled.
Now listen up, because this is a really important practical tip for this trip. You're going to want to rent a car. It's the best way to see everything. But dropping off a rental car in a different country than where you picked it up can cost you a fortune in fees. So the smart move is to plan a round trip. Pick up and drop off your car in the same city, like Zagreb.
And you know, this quote right here, this is really the secret sauce that makes all of these 10-day trips work so well. The goal is not to see all of Italy or all of Spain. The goal is to pick one region and go deeper. Really immerse yourself. The trick is to travel with this mindset that, you know what, you'll be back one day. It takes all the pressure off and just lets you enjoy where you are right now.
So whether you're dreaming of authentic flamenco in Spain, or eating a sausage near a real-life fairy tale castle, or maybe taking a dip in a thermal bath in Budapest, it's pretty clear that a 10-day trip can be just as amazing and epic as a month-long one. So really, the only question left is, which adventure are you going to choose?